Yo, 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 what up? It's Bradley.
Toast.
Hey, and this is Randy.
Welcome to the Beacon Road.
What the preacher say? But we ain't getting reached today. Cold love, so my homies let the heat spray.
We are back, guys. Another episode of Beacon Road.
Welcome back to Beacon Road. We've been not on a hiatus. We've just decided to pause some episodes because of some of the crazy things going on.
The world is
The
burning.
world's on fire.
low-key.
It's crazy. When I
High
said
key.
2020 had punches, it's punching like Mike Tyson.
Punches
right
and
now.
bunches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the midst of all this dropping, I mean, what's today's date? Let's time it because
The date is
time
important.
sensitivity is very important nowadays. It is June 7th, Sunday.
Damn.
Is it really? I thought it was Saturday. I'm bugging.
I mean, in
I gotta-
reality,
I gotta work tomorrow,
For real though,
so.
like quarantine, you are forgetting days
Sheesh.
real quick. You are forgetting days.
I
You're
mean,
like-
but us, our lives didn't really change much. So
I mean,
there's no really
it
excuse
did.
for us.
Well, I'm working from home. Your life didn't change. Mine.
Yeah. Okay, June. It's Sunday.
It's a Sunday, guys. June. Wait, what is it?
June. Did I say June 6th?
Is it June 6th?
Yeah, June 7th. June 7th, Sunday.
June 7th, Sunday, 2020. So we're just continuing to keep it dated because apparently 2020 is just changing every other week.
Yeah, because we recorded what now? 3 episodes that we had to toss because just the timing of it. I mean, we're doing a lot. We're editing everything, and so
We recorded one episode right before quarantine, so we decided to tank that. Then we recorded another episode right before all these protests going on, so we decided to tank that too.
yeah, because that was just bad. It's like, what are you complaining for, man? Like,
So we're gonna do some quick updates. All right, so we're still in quarantine, Seattle, right? But we're going into phase 1, 1.5. There's some counties in phase 2.
literally, like, if you're King County and Pierce County, you're still in phase 1, right?
King County's
So
gonna be in
every-
phase 1, 1.5 for a while.
For a
but
while.
so right now, Seattle phase, we're calling it 1.5. So outdoor capacity is at 50%. So if you have a restaurant, whatever, 50%. If you got the indoor capacity is 25% with customers 6 feet apart. So imagine going into a restaurant and basically every other table almost, right?
Yeah, so if you're in Seattle, there's only one outside table that you're probably gonna be able to sit at.
Yeah.
Whatever phase 2 for Seattle happens.
Right.
But yeah.
Right. And then retail operations is at 15% capacity for people going in. So basically a head count of like, I don't know what that would be depending on your retail store, whatever 15% is.
Yeah.
And then almost everybody is required a mask.
Pretty much.
We're not wearing masks.
It's okay. We brothers. If we would have got it, we would have got it.
We're not
by
wearing
now.
a mask. You're not wearing a mask.
Whatever.
It's not safe.
Believe in your immune system.
Okay.
Check your mortality rates. Check. And we've already expressed what we believe
Yeah.
about COVID.
We're not going to talk about like the death rates and all that stuff right now.
At this point, who cares about COVID right now? I mean, people
People
still
still care about COVID, but there's it's surprising how COVID took the back seat. Let's just say that.
Big backseat.
Backseat.
Big
It's like,
backseat.
oh, we're just gonna stop talking about COVID now. Okay.
Yeah, because, yeah, whatever. I mean, we do definitely get lost in conversations of, like, as we're chalking up a whole 1 hour episode. I think me and Bradley have mentioned COVID several times. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at our episodes, like 33% of our episodes is about COVID, which we didn't expect at all.
Yeah.
We were thinking about music and sports and the shutdown. Like, there's so many things that happen in
It's-
life that just
It's so
derails
funny
you.
how we made a whole series about sports called All Ball,
and we were hyped about it. We were so hyped about it.
literally the next week or two, sports was just completely canceled, and we're like, okay, well, that sucks. So I don't know. So some of these things we're trying to, how do I say this? Stay more positive in situations like this because COVID is just, it's an overarching thing, you know?
I was telling Bradley off camera, bro. I was like, man, you could see in our episodes that we were really trying to be positive at all times.
We're just gonna be real this episode at this
but
point.
you know, forced positivity is a real thing, and I'm not one for that. So I mean, we're just gonna be real. We'll definitely try to be positive at some point, but
Yeah, but
you
forced
know,
positivity, like it's one of these things is like it's very, we're going through some shit in 2020.
Yeah, everyone's yeah.
Like let's not lie.
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
We're
but
going
it's
through some
like-
shit in 2020.
Yeah,
So, anyways, the end of May is crazy.
protests.
When we said COVID took the back seat, oh, it took a back seat hard.
Talk about the protests versus May in the beginning versus the end of May.
So in the
protests.
In the beginning of May, people are protesting at the Capitol. People to get haircuts
with rifles.
and with rifles,
with guns
not
and stuff.
pistols,
With
right?
rifles.
with rifles, trying to get haircut. I mean, that was like the joke, but it's just like
Yeah,
people.
but
trying,
it's like small business. I mean,
Small
it's
bit- yeah.
More of a big thing is the small business opening up. People getting in trouble for opening up too early. So
Yeah.
I mean, that is definitely a serious thing. But it's like compared to what is happening now in this climate right now.
So that was the beginning of May. People
Beginning of May.
protesting haircuts and opening up the economy for small businesses. The end of May, oh my goodness.
92 LA riots, Emmett Till, like type
So
joint. Like,
and it's hard too, right? Because we got a disclaimer this whole thing of like, so people are protesting George Floyd's death and the police brutality, and that's valid, right? Like that was caught on camera, everything. I was like, yo, man,
yeah,
like
national protests amongst the whole nation, and Seattle itself has like 5 protests, 6. It's a 10-day thing, and
Yeah, it's still going right now.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
We just had 2 today.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where like the beginning of May and end of May was crazy. This protest is definitely valid. What do you want to add to that? It's just crazy.
I think me and Bradley have to be careful about what we say today because I mean we're not trying to speak for. We are people of color.
but we are
we're going-
definitely not black.
We
right?
don't fear our lives when we get pulled over. So
Yeah.
that is our privilege that we understand, and we understand that we are not gonna know what that feels
Yeah.
like. So we're not gonna pretend.
So we're
to.
gonna only talk about it from our perspective because we can't
Yeah.
speak about it from from lives we haven't lived, right?
Yeah. And as a rapper, I mean, I just want to say this, that like black culture is where I get my confidence from. It's where I consume my information, like my source of media. That's where my main source of happiness. Like
Yeah.
black culture is so instilled, deep rooted into me. Like that's a part of me. Like
Yeah.
I've grown up in this neighborhood, South Seattle, where
Yeah.
the culture is just there. Like you can't avoid it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be very, if I have my head down mentality of this, being loud as I am, I can't be quiet about this.
Yeah.
And when this dies down, I'm not gonna be quiet about this. I'm gonna check anybody who says something out of pocket.
Yeah, and then for me, like this whole thing, like I think you've known me long enough for any of that. I've always talked about prejudice and social justice to a certain degree with a lot of people, right? And so for me, this doesn't change my conversations. It just amplifies it where more people are willing to listen now.
Yeah.
And so literally, like I remember these past couple weeks, once the protests happened, I started reaching out to everybody. It's like, who wants to talk about it? Let me know. Like, I'll help you navigate through this. Like, help me navigate through this also. And there's some like really good conversations about it. Like I talked to a couple of my friends down in Philadelphia that's just trying to navigate through this whole thing. And for me, like I care about a lot of people. I'm very empathetic when it comes to that type of stuff. So I know a lot of people feel a certain anxiety through all this. Like we're not black, so we don't feel that same type of anxiety when it comes to when this is basically like pulling off a band-aid or reopening a wound, right?
Yeah.
So we don't feel that exactly. Like we're POC, so we feel that a little bit, but it's not at the same level.
Yeah, it's
It is not
near.
the same. It is nowhere near the same level of some other people that we know.
Yeah,
right?
because we're glorified as Asians. Like as Filipinos in our area, they're like, "Oh, you guys are so professional and like hyped up," and like it's like we're the example of a man. Like no,
model.
that.
I remember
I mean,
people
like-
are super. How to explain this? They're super sensitive about when they say model minority,
yeah,
right? And I'm just like, that's a little dangerous too.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of conversations happening. I think me and Bradley have a lot of conversations with the opposing party. So like conservatives or like people who, I mean, not necessarily like all conservatives are anti-BLM, but to have those conversations with people who are anti like Kaepernick
Yeah.
protesting. Like I've had hundreds of conversations with those people, and
Yeah, and I'm still
I
having those
mean-
conversations with those people, right? Like, for example, I'm super Catholic, right? And so there's a lot of my friends that are super Catholic and super conservative in all over the country. And so instead of, I know some people wanted to delete, don't at me, all that type of stuff. I personally am not the type of person. Like, I don't believe that canceling out someone's opinion or someone's thought process is very like healthy in a conversation. Like you could definitely tell when someone's just like not listening. You're like, all right, time to step away. But there's some people that are willing to listen even though they haven't heard it. I think it's very important to hear other perspectives in the situation, especially for something like this, right? Especially for something like this, right? Where it's just like, I understand, like some of my friends like that I know, you're not hateful, you're not racist. You're missing something though.
might a little be uninformed.
A little informed, a little uninformed, a little. Maybe you don't have a lot of culture in French. It's fine. Like sometimes people don't grow up with POCs,
Yeah,
right?
and it's not their fault.
And it's not their fault. But it's also like if you want to have a conversation, I'm down to have a conversation, right? There's haters out there. There's definitely like people that are filled with hatred. Avoid those people.
Yeah, I've always, especially at a time like this, man, I've always been just making sure people were safe. And even if you're safe and being innocent, you still are a target. So, I mean, we had this conversation off camera, and I was just saying, like, protect your record, make sure you stay out of trouble or you don't put yourself in a position where you could be a target, where there is tear gas, where there is you're putting your kid in danger at a protest
Yeah.
that was supposed to be peaceful, but like
I think
just be smart, man. I mean,
the hard part about that too, like this is where I'm kind of like I'm frustrated in Seattle and the government. It's just like, dude, Seattle is known for riots like this. I was talking to my dad about the riots in Seattle, and he was saying how like NWTO is way worse. You know how like people like in Seattle lit police cars on fire?
yeah,
They lit hella stuff on fire in NWTO back in the 90s, right? So it's just like Seattle's relatively known for a little bit craziness like that. So you always got to be prepared for like when people are doing protests, peaceful protests, there's going to be people trying to take advantage of that situation, right?
yeah.
Now about the whole parenting, I think I told you also like that whole kid getting
Pepper spray.
pepper sprayed. That's so fucking sad.
Mace.
They weren't even there for the protest.
They were just trying to leave.
They were just trying to. I mean, they live in downtown. So imagine you're trying to get home, and then that shit happens,
All
and
right.
then police is like, bro, like,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not in a. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not in a place where I don't believe that the police shouldn't exist, because it's just like then it's like it's hood justice, and that's not safe either.
Yeah,
But there's been a lot of stuff showing up. It's like, oh my gosh.
yeah. I mean, to balance that out, man. Like everyone's talking about looting and stuff, and there's news that's raw footage of people being peaceful and cops interrogating or like cutting bottles and medic supplies and stuff, and it just feels like it's a revolt against cops having to be accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
And it's just like a change. We're in a revolution, guys. So
It's
if a person in power feels threatened, they're gonna check you systematically in every aspect that they can.
which is why I'm also add to that. We're gonna try and navigate like the messy middle of this, which also advocates of like nobody listens until their money's drained. Which is why I understand. Like me personally, I'm not a part of a person. I'm not a very destructive person, right? So I'm like, I'm not gonna destroy anything, even if I like whatever, right? But I also understand where it comes from, where they feel like their voices aren't heard, and they'll only be heard when they drain the pockets of somebody,
Yeah.
right? Like we
Because-
could talk about the NFL and all these
Yeah.
other people. Like now their attention is forced around that.
Yeah, because the argument of when Kaepernick was peaceful and protesting, it wasn't the right time and place. But to add to that, like a lot of the veterans that I talked to, that's their right. It's his right. We fought for his right to peacefully protest.
Yeah, there's
You may not like the time and place of where he's doing that, but the misconception of he's disrespecting the flag. I mean, Drew Brees got bodied on the internet. bodied. Somebody checked him and was like, my 92-year-old grandfather served in the military and came back to a society that didn't even have basic human rights for him. So he got checked. And
and that's the part where it's just like, I don't know. We could talk about this now. It's like some of these apologies and stuff like that.
Yeah, public apologies feel very robotic to me.
But then I'm also like, an apology has to hold certain value. Like,
I mean, but you always said apologies is like a start, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
For the record, hold up. An apology is always for the start. Is a start of putting something back together. You have to apologize, and then you have to rebuild.
That's a moment. So you don't know if someone apologized for something, you don't know how they're going to act afterwards.
Yes. So, for example, NFL, Roger Goodell, whatever, they apologize for not listening to Colin Kaepernick and the peaceful protest and kneeling. But what are they doing after, right? What is everybody doing after this whole media craze is over, right?
Yeah.
Because you were talking about people getting canceled, all these things.
Yeah, you want to talk about people getting canceled, rightfully so. I mean, I don't think Drew Brees is going to get canceled.
I mean, he might.
I mean, we briefly
his offensive lines can definitely let up. It's definitely gonna let some people go past
in your
real
career
quick.
like that, man. Not Drew Brees.
But it sucks though, because I get what Drew Brees was saying, but I'm like, right time, right place, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
but after 1,000 cases documented, we're not even talking about the people that are undocumented.
Yeah.
Like recording of police brutality. It was just a very. You don't need to make a statement every time. You need to make calculated statements when you have a platform, especially.
yeah, and Drew Brees being the platform he's at.
The quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, home of jazz and
I was like,
soul food and just soul in general. It's like, man, your number one receiver is not okay with you right now.
his number one receiver is like, I'm going left. Lies. I'm over here.
Yeah.
Offensive lines be like, oops, sorry, I didn't see him.
Yeah, but people getting canceled. Drew Brees was on the chopping block. I mean, Blueface
Yeah.
made a very bad George Floyd joke. He might get canceled. I mean, it's so hard to like cancel somebody and just avoid like, oh, Taco Bell's donating money to Trump, so I'm not gonna eat Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, or whatever. So it's like you're gonna keep a list with you and just be like, I'm not supporting this, and that.
Yeah. I think it's, I don't know. I'm not about that.
Because it's hard to avoid.
I'm not about that people getting canceled type of thing. Like,
I don't know, man. It's kind of rough what people say though.
yeah, that's true.
Like remember when Trump first got elected, and I remember seeing like mixed race couples
yeah.
and like people going off on their like black spouse or black girlfriend or black boyfriend or
Yeah. I think the reason why I say I'm not about like canceling people out is just like it's so important to just hear another perspective.
yeah. I mean, forgiveness is a thing, but it's like that breach of trust, and it's like that's where you stand. It's like I can't look at you the same.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. Of like, you could apologize, but that doesn't mean forgiveness is back, or that doesn't mean like recovering is back. It's like you gotta apologize, and you gotta recover.
Yeah.
If you apologize and don't do nothing, it's just like your apologize lost its value.
Then it was like I was fine without you in my life. Then it's like, why do I have to deal with this? Like, come up like, oh, I have to gain.
You have to gain it back. You have to gain it back.
I have to mentally get to the point where I trust you again.
Right?
Like, and I'm like, that's so
like
hard.
In Catholic or church terms, it's penance, right? Like you confess your sins and you have to do something after that. Like if from a super basic term, you say sorry, then you do something.
Yeah. But like me, it's like once that shit's breached, like, bro,
it's very hard, right?
I'm sorry, but I can't even.
Yeah, and that depends on the situation. Like if you don't, right? If you don't want to forgive,
you don't know what you're gonna do until you're in that situation.
Yeah,
just like anything.
Yeah. Whew.
People getting canceled.
That's not. I don't know. I just don't think that's a good play.
Because forever is a long time.
Yeah, and then also it's important to hear other people's perspective, even if they're canceled. Like I'm relatively forgiving of a person, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like I could disagree with you, but I can still talk to you. And then there's this aspect of like I could understand but disagree.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could understand the rioting, the looting. I just personally, for me, I just disagree with that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I understand where that's coming from, because for me, I'm not in that place where I'm privileged enough to be like, I've never felt like my voice hasn't been heard, right? But I also know there are people in this world, in our communities, where their voice has never been heard.
There's a line of forgiveness, man. Like there's a point where it's like I can't forgive you for that because that's who you are. There's no reverse from that.
Yeah.
But that's that. I mean, we don't need to talk about that because that's a serious topic that we luckily don't have to deal with.
Yeah, and we're trying to navigate this too because we are people of color, but we are definitely not black, right? So we don't have that same perspective, that same struggle. Like we don't have that talk. We have a different talk of like being a POC.
It's like you have black people talking to their kids about how having to deal with cops. And then you have another conversation of a parent talking about looting.
Yeah.
When it's hacked.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're talking about looting as the narrative and you're pushing that narrative more than police reform, that has to be a problem objectively across the board. Because if it's about human rights and then it's an issue because it's human rights, then what are we talking about? Because this is peaceful protest hasn't been productive. This is more productive. This has been causing change. R.I.P. Breonna Taylor. Happy belated birthday. A lot of things are happening for cops, and now they're just revolting because now they could get fired for doing things, but they could get reinstated, which is the crazy part. So it's like, all right, you could get fired. You're bugging and killing people, but like, you could get your job back if you get probation for 12 months.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah.
It's a lot to talk about, but we ain't gonna go deep.
We're going to try. I mean, it's one of those things we're just trying to navigate, but it's also, we're trying to speak it from our perspective. Like, we don't want to, how do I say this? Add to the media blast and the media craziness, right? We're just going to talk about it from our perspective and how we interpret it, and that's the best we're going to do.
And there's a lot that has been said. So, I mean, a lot of the information.
Just go through your Facebook feed. A lot of
be balanced about
have said things.
About the information that you receive. News stations is very filtered.
News stations are very media narrative driven.
Yeah, it's like they have an agenda, and then social media is very raw.
I think I talked about this earlier, where because we don't fully trust the media, social media is our main source of content to consume. But it's just like that's also an opportunity for anybody to hijack.
Yeah.
So I think like as much as like news media is getting hijacked, social media is getting hijacked too, and that's always like, why is everybody thinking this way? I don't trust it, right? It's like I don't know.
So basically, what we're trying to say is that it makes sense to have trust issues, guys. Don't feel bad about that.
It makes sense to be like, what the fuck?
What are you saying? I don't trust you.
Who the hell are you, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What else are we gonna talk about? You were gonna say some.
No, we're gonna take it to break real quick. I mean, we break real quick right now. I mean, and then come back and then talk about it.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna
good music.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to some good music, and we'll be right back.
You're making me wanna say hello. I know you're trying to leave, but excuse me, miss. I saved the last dance for you. How I love to keep you here with me, yo, baby. Now, so they grab hold of my hand, and let's pretend the flow was ours. You say you don't really dang. Don't worry about it, we just 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step. Now, if the music is moving too fast, grab my hand a little tighter. Don't be afraid to move a little closer. Girl, there's something about you that makes me wanna say hello. I don't know your name, but it's 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir.
We're back.
We back.
I don't know what we were listening to. Hopefully it was good. Hopefully it was enough to listen to. That was fine.
Yes.
What? Sure. Yeah.
Words.
Words. I could speak them.
Podcast
and things.
Start drinking this. But we are
Oh,
going
you left that the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't move it. 50% alcohol. We're going to wipe that down. But anyways, we're talking about racism before the break, so we're going to continue that. Let's define racism because that is very much a spectrum
It is definitely. I mean,
And it gets
there
thrown
is
out.
There is a hard line, right? There's a hard line of racism as hatred, right? There's like racism, hatred, and then there's a spectrum of everything under that, right? Where you could be brought up and taught through your childhood some subtle racist things that you never knew what was wrong, right? And so it's just like one of those things where when people are, what we said earlier, people are trying to cancel each other out. Well, there's some people that aren't hateful. They don't hate people, but they were born and raised a certain way.
Yeah, and time has changed. So civil rights is like slavery, the introduction of slavery, and now it's like more systemic racism, something that Kanye and a bunch of other people talk about. I mean, Kanye is a very controversial. Just to bring that
Love
up,
Kanye.
but we're gonna have another episode about Kanye.
It's gonna be music. It's gonna be great.
But yeah, man, I think for me, defining racism is just to, I mean, in a simple way to put it is just to believe that you're above someone or they're just dehumanized or degrading. I mean, because I feel like racism is thrown out a lot.
Yeah.
And I just feel like people need to be more careful about their words. I mean, obviously there's levels and a spectrum to it, but I feel like if someone just says a statement doesn't mean that they are thinking that they're better than you or you're just a lesser of a human.
Yeah. Because there's people that just, they grew up a certain way.
Like
and
an
they
impulse,
might
like-
say something, and it's just like, that was kind of racist. But it's not mean that they're racist.
Yeah, they just are not thinking
Yeah.
before they saying. It's like, how many times have you played Call of Duty and some shout outs to Call of Duty for BLM on the
Warzone,
thing,
let's
or
get
Warzone.
it.
But how many times have you listened to or played live and then some kid and was just dropping N-words left and right
Yeah.
just for no reason?
Yeah. It's like they have no idea. I mean, I'm sure they have a certain degree of what that means, but nobody has talked to them about
Yeah.
something like that, right? They just heard that word. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I don't know about that, man. I ain't going to say that word.
Yeah. And as far as racism goes, I think we believe that racism is taught for sure. I mean, there was a video that has been trending
It's so
online for a
cute.
while that there was a black and white kid. They're like toddlers, bro. They're like less than 2 years old.
Yeah.
They see each other walking down the street.
And they run to each other
other.
and give each other a hug.
Hug.
It's so cute.
Super wholesome, right?
Yeah.
So that's just definitive evidence that racism is taught. But free thinking is a very real thing, guys. So it's like,
Dude,
you
okay, hold on. It is, okay, I'm going to say this right now. It is very hard with social media to think for yourself right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that right now. It is very hard to think for yourself before someone's telling you to think otherwise.
Yeah, if you grew up in a bunch of Democrats, Republicans, racists, real racists,
Yeah.
it's hard to be that one person that is someone who has a unique thought of that group think.
Yeah. Group thinking is very dangerous because it makes you, one, not think for yourself. It makes you add to a certain movement or narrative that you don't fully understand.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, I don't know, racism is alive. It's still very much a hatred type of thing, but free thinking is also very dangerous too, of like people are getting discouraged. People are getting pushed to not think for themselves.
Yeah, and then that there's this Japanese, I think, quote that says the hammer that sticks out gets nailed. So that's like a too fat Tokyo Drift type of thing.
Hammer that gets
The nail that sticks out
Gets
gets
hammered.
hammered.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
whatever. You know what
the
I
nail,
was trying
the nail
to
that
say.
sticks out gets hammered. Yeah, we seen Tokyo Drift. I seen it.
It's a great movie.
But it's one of those things where after all this calms down, remember to think for yourself. There's a lot of people in the messy middle right now. I'm going to say that are in the messy middle that are like, I'm about this, but I'm not about this. But why is people telling me to be aligned with this side and aligned with that side? It's just like,
Yeah.
think for yourself, right?
And to that point, I would just wanted to say that if you're trying to guilt trip somebody into be about that life, and I'm saying about that life as in Black Lives Matter, it doesn't create genuine action. It's just an act. So if you inspire someone and if they genuinely believe that they need to stick up for black people as a white person or a person that has a platform, then that just needs to happen naturally.
That
on
starts
their
within
end.
here. That starts within here, right? That starts with
Yeah.
their heart. If they are convicted to be like, yes, this is a change that I believe in, then they will do it.
Yeah.
They will do it, right?
If
But
you're like a Ben and Jerry's or a Bernie Sanders and you're just about that life since the beginning of time and you're like, I don't care about my pockets. I don't care about endorsements. I don't care about this money. I already have my money. I'm going to talk and speak up for what's right or what's wrong. And so that's up to them. Don't guilt. I mean,
I don't
you're
know.
trying to control the internet. Like,
Yeah, I don't know about this whole at me culture or like, say something, bro. You have a platform. I'm like,
I
don't
only
know,
I only
man.
do the at me stuff about like not serious.
Yeah.
topics. I'm like, at me, son. Usher is a better singer than Chris Brown. At me,
Yeah,
son.
but when it comes to like serious topics, it's
like,
like,
nah, man,
nah,
I don't-
man, I don't know about that. Like, people hear things and grow up a different way. It's just like they're gonna have a different perspective on a lot of things, you know. So I don't know. That's just me. I've gone through a lot of conversations about this stuff. So
Conversations, some firsthand experience of racism, but we're just gonna not go in depth because you guys already have your sources. The internet is
internet's is
you
on
could-
fire right now too.
you could
so
go
you
about
could
that
go
information.
whatever and navigate through all that. We're just talking about us and how we're reacting to it.
But let's talk about accountability.
Yes, let's do it.
So George Floyd,
Yep.
as Asians, there was a cop that was Asian.
Yep, he was
Who did
right there,
nothing.
did nothing. And
So-
there's two perspectives to this, right? Or is this like, we're Asian. We could totally talk about the other perspective, but we're not, right now we're just going to talk about being Asian in this whole.
And what we could do in our community.
Yeah.
Like the whole OG. The difference between an OG and an old head is that old heads
Everybody's gonna be like,
don't
"What?
be triggered. Old heads
fuck is
are
that?"
not open-minded and they feel very attacked when you challenge their
Yeah.
thinking. So don't be afraid to
It's gonna
call
be it's
people
gonna
out.
be uncomfortable. It's gonna be very
Because
discomforting.
even if you say it in a respectful way, it's just like, nah, we need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to, if we're profiting from black culture or consume black culture, we need to stick up for them. 5 years from now, when this dies down, we need to be checking
Dude,
everybody who says something.
when this dies down in like a month, we've got to still be educating ourselves and still
Yeah.
freaking holding ourselves accountable. Like the whole, I hope people understand this when I say the whole head down mentality as an Asian. Like, dude, if you see something injustice or see something that's wrong, say something.
I mean, we were talking about this off camera, but like as Asians, a lot of us aren't. Well, not me and Bradley, but
We're very loud. I mean, I speak about social injustice all the time with a lot of people.
a
But
lot of us, me and Bradley personally, are not afraid of confrontation or having
Yeah.
those like if someone says something out of pocket, we're gonna just. It doesn't have to be in your face. It could just be like, bro, that wasn't funny. That's not right. I don't feel comfortable with you saying that. That's
yeah, like me and Randy are not afraid to like check people when it's appropriate.
yeah.
I'm not, but I am also that person where I will check somebody and then have that conversation that's ugly and discomforting after, right? I encourage whoever is listening, yes, you're going to disagree with somebody. You're going to have a discomforting conversation, but those are also opportunities to have very healthy conversations, right?
Yeah, true.
And it's one of those things where like it starts off ugly, it's fine, but it could end to a very healthy conversation.
Yeah, and to add to that, let's talk about silence. I mean, I think that's a good segue. Me and Bradley were having a conversation about this off camera. Silence is a bad look, but people can donate, sign initiatives
Yes.
without making a public statement like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I did this. Congratulations, I'm
Yeah.
woke." Or
Because it's one of those things where like, you can't force somebody to talk if they don't want to talk.
yeah, because they want to properly know the information. There's a lot of information to digest.
Yeah.
They're not a POC.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, and also it's like it's very valid. You want to get more information.
it's a very like knee-jerk thing. People want people to react right away when it's a like that. Is that appropriate time? Because I want you to react right now. but you're staying silent.
Yeah.
Like I'll make the statement, but I don't have a platform. What am I making a statement for?
Yeah.
I'm in the back. I signed the initiative.
Like
I made the donation.
I care about the situation, but
did.
I'm also like trying to absorb it. Like that's completely fine. Like
Yeah.
not everybody has to say something. There's something like this. Like
I'm
when
speaking for you guys, you introverts, you quiet people. What's good? I'm here for you.
I'm an introvert. we figured that out in the very beginning of the season. But it's also, I don't know, for people that are shaming people for being silent, it's like, no, people could be silent. For some companies, I get it why people are angry because they have a platform to say something, but they could be silent too if they want to. You know what I mean? You can't force somebody to say something. That's another level of oppression. Why would I force you to say something you don't want to say anything about?
Yeah. Did we mention that? Controlling the internet,
No, we didn't mention that.
controlling the.
But you go.
I mean, briefly, like from a micro lens standpoint, from person to person,
Yeah.
people without a platform is just like you're trying to control people. And did we talk about that's not a genuine thing? No, I think I mentioned that, right?
I don't remember.
It's not genuine if you try to shame somebody into posting something.
Oh, yeah. You didn't mention that here. You mentioned that off cam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Yes. I think
Yes.
it's very disingenuous if you try and shame somebody to say something that they don't fully believe in yet or they
Yeah.
don't fully understand yet.
true.
It's like getting a blind vote. right?
Yeah, it's just it's like placating somebody. It's like that's what I want to hear. All right, let me guilt trip you saying that, but after that, you're not about that life. You ain't gonna back me up when I need you.
There might be some like that person might disagree, but if you shame them, it's like, all right, I will agree with you for the sake of not conflict.
Yeah, and there's people faking like anti-looters, just like, oh, I'm trying to rebuild the community and just like leave in the car or like fake BLM signs
Yeah.
and like you're just trying to do this.
I can't
for
believe some
clout.
of these social media influencers got caught like fake.
People are getting bodied. People are getting canceled. People are losing scholarships. They are self-incriminating themselves because they're saying some out-of-pocket like George Floyd joke or like
Yeah.
just saying some super anti-BLM that's not appropriate at all. But
For people that don't know what BLM is, Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter, which is a movement that is all over the country right now.
I swear if any of our listeners don't know what BLM is,
We're down to have a conversation with you.
I would be shocked.
I would be shocked too.
I
But if
have-
you don't know,
I
I'm
have-
down to have a conversation with you. We can have a healthy conversation around that.
Imagine, I have no pulse on our demographic of our listeners. You guys don't know what BLM is? All right.
I mean, I've had conversations with people that don't know what POC is.
Oh shit.
Like, it's not even trying to like be mean. It's just like, oh, okay, you grew up in that culture. Well,
I feel like we always say person of color when we say POC.
I remember when I had a conversation with people where I put POC and they're like, wait, what is POC?
Oh.
I'm like,
I mean, there is
oh,
hella
okay.
acronyms coming from medical. Like, there's mad.
I mean,
acronyms.
working for you dubs, there are acronyms for days.
Everybody tries to be in short.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely, with all the rant that we're having out, I just encourage you guys to think for yourself and that it's okay to think for yourselves. For all the people that are trying to mute somebody or turn off somebody that doesn't see eye to eye with you or anything like that.
Listen first before you cancel
Yeah,
somebody.
my opinion is always listen first. I'm also a very empathetic person. I always hear in multiple perspectives. It helps me a lot through my life.
And you'd be surprised with all these conservative people that are anti, or just if they share a Drew Brees standpoint or if they're just pro-military, you'll be surprised about.
They come from a different place than you,
You
and
just
that's
need
fine.
It'll be very informative for you to hear them out without being triggered, without having your emotions. Just listen first
Yeah.
and see where they're coming from because you need to see the other side. You have to have a balanced approach of how you consume media, how you listen to people, how you talk. Like everything needs to be. It's a bad look if you just.
The
look
one
in-
thing, we're going to move on. The one thing that I got for sure out of all this is the head down mentality. If you see something wrong or unjust, no matter what color your skin is, say something. Like,
Thank God that cop was not Filipino. My goodness.
I mean, he's definitely causing controversy. He's definitely causing controversy in the Asian community.
Lord.
But, dude, if you see something wrong, say something.
Yeah.
Like, I understand where the head down mentality comes from. Like, our parents, Filipino, they're all about survival. We're like, we're going to another country, keep our head down, survive. That's where it is. We are privileged enough to not have that mentality. So we have a voice to say we could defend people that are getting pushed in a certain way, right?
Yeah,
And-
we're not sacrificing as much as anybody else has.
Yeah.
So
So because of that, say something small, check somebody, not in a rude way, right? In a way I was like, hey man, it's kind of fucked up.
because if you don't, you go and lose a friend. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And this situation, this whole thing is not worth losing a friend because they just come from a different background, and that's okay. You just help each other find that middle ground of that background. But yeah, head down mentality as Asians, especially as Filipinos, bro, we are allowed AF. For us to be quiet, it's not a good look on us.
It's really
It is not a good look on us. I mean, I'm loud. Everybody who knows me, I am very loud when it comes to stuff that I'm very, that's not right. That's whatever. But Filipinos, we are loud AF. And then also we're quiet in the workplace.
Yeah.
Come on, bruh. Bruh.
You guys know what's right. We don't gotta tell you what to do, but just follow your instincts.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not gonna be as bad as what
for
you
all the
think.
people that have a very good heart, follow your instincts. If you're an asshole, you're a fucking asshole.
People
Whatever.
who are toxic and just don't do that. Just stay away from the good people.
So yeah, how about this? All of us, everybody that's listening, head down mentality. Let's try and change that. There's definitely a time where we work hard, whatever. But let's not do that. When we see something wrong, let's just change that right now.
This is like the very serious version of like me talking about Asian guys need to shoot their shot more.
What?
I don't know where I was going with that, but just
Guys.
don't be afraid of conflict. That's the
hell?
whole. That's the whole.
Randy's
what I
trying to
was
get a
saying.
date again.
No. Don't. We'll talk about that in season 2.
Oh gosh. Okay, what do we got going on here?
Looting.
Looting narrative, police reform. I don't know how to say that.
We're not gonna go into too much detail, but I feel like being around a lot of conservatives and people who are pro-military and just don't see the other side of raw footage.
Yeah.
I just feel like I think I mentioned this. If you're talking about looting more than you're talking about police reform and human rights,
Not really listening.
you're completely missing the point.
Yeah.
Like Drew Brees completely missed that point.
Yeah. Which is part almost like, wow, dude.
It's still after 1,000 documented cases, which is not even covering like what we were talking about. Like
there's
there's
undocumented.
10 million cases that
like,
are
hold
George
on,
Floyd.
wait. Complete kind of tangent. You realize the same thing that happened to George Floyd happened in Tacoma,
Yeah, like
but no,
recently.
but
And
it
there was no coverage.
no coverage. It's just
Yeah.
like there's definitely that happening right now.
Like Emmett Till was how many years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then there was another white woman that cried wolf on an innocent black dude.
Yeah. It's
So this is okay.
it's
let's be-
real, guys. It's
All right. Yep.
I don't know if I want to talk about this anymore, man.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, we prefaced that with we're not black. We're not gonna. The information's out there, guys. I mean,
Yeah, the information's out there. Also, disclaimer: the social media world is also trying to hijack your thoughts too. So continue that free thinking in your head. Think for yourself.
Yeah. It's hard to trust the internet when there's Photoshop and people are nice with it, and it's just like
Yes. I mean, complete 10. I totally think artificial intelligence is already ahead of the game. But nobody, whatever. Elon Musk, whatever.
wow, he went there.
I mean,
He
I'm
already
just
knows things.
I'm just saying we're more likely in a simulation than not in a simulation. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Gosh, dang it. What were we talking about? Protests? Okay, hold on. Peaceful protesters. I respect the hell out of you for being out there, especially during the time of COVID. For all the people that are trying to that are taking opportunist situations in this. Fuck y'all. You guys are ruining
Yeah.
a huge situation and using the momentum of
And they exploited that. They exploited
Yeah.
that narrative. I mean, you called it out earlier. We're not going to expand on that, but it's like there was a video that Bradley shared on his Instagram. Plug. follow us on Instagram, on our personal Instagrams. If you want to know the real us, I mean, Beacon Road is very
Follow Beacon Road too. We'll put that in
Beacon Road
there.
too, but us. I mean, he posted a raw footage of 92 LA riot of a black business owner just venting, not venting, but just like raw emotion of, I work hard too. You destroyed my business.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Like, you feel his pain of like, I struggled just like you, and you just didn't even think about
Yeah.
taking my business down.
Yep. And that's the part
So
that's
it's like-
it's rough.
A corporation straight. Target is fine. Target got looted, and they were just pulled out a statement and was just like, all right, we good. You got shareholders, insurance.
Is
they're straight.
this the small business? I feel bad.
very bad about that, especially during
hold on.
quarantine.
I don't condone stealing, violence, or looting or anything like that. But I also, and it's a part where it's okay to not agree but understand, right? I understand where that anger comes from. I don't agree. I will not do that same action, but I understand where that comes from.
And these people, 20 plus million people are out of a job.
Yeah.
During quarantine.
People got nothing to do right now. Of course they gotta do some shit.
And then you see an opportunity to like loot some stuff.
It's a perfect storm to do something like this.
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
You know the risk. I mean, you just have to think about, bro, there's white people getting tear gassed, kids getting tear gassed.
Yeah. Oh,
Cops are not seeing color.
no, cops
You
are.
got a mask on and you're on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
They're going to get you.
Yeah. So before I got a couple of things to say, then we're gonna take a quick break. Then we're gonna try and switch this up. But okay, so with all this is me like thinking, couple months beyond, right? Is just that after all this social media stuff starts to die, I'm gonna bet you, Randy.
I'm not taking this bet, you know.
Political ads are going to start to show up.
Oh, man.
Political ads are already starting to show up. So remember, think. Does that stop recording? Remember to think for yourself.
That better not be.
Hold on.
All right, we back in visually.
All right.
We've been there, audio.
Anyways, but after all this happens, I'm at a lot of political ads, a lot of vote for me, vote for blah, blah, blah. They're going to try and take this opportunity to take your vote, to have you vote with emotion.
Like,
That's just not a good move. Like,
that's not cool.
Vote
Like,
with education. Look up the people you're voting for. Look up the things that you align with and vote for that.
that's such a politically distasteful thing to do. Is like you taking credit for, like there's specific people that got people locked up.
Yeah.
Which is like a change of the guards. It's like those the cops that pulled over the two people and tased them in their car, those two college students.
Yeah.
They got locked up and fired in a week. They got charged. You never seen that in a week. Now they feel threatened. Cops feel threatened. Now they're revolting back. So, I mean, positivity, man. It's changing. Not at the rate that we want to, clearly. But
And it's also,
changing.
we have to remember the generation right now is very impatient because of the internet generation.
Yeah.
So we also have to be patient. Change and all that stuff will happen, but we have to be patient with ourselves too, that it's going to happen at a very different pace.
Yeah, and you think about it. When was body cams instilled? Eric Gardner
I don't know.
during the Eric Gardner situation. So we've made a lot of progress. I mean,
Yeah. So
That's
what we're
the
saying is after all this calms down, educate yourself, continue to educate yourself, continue to understand, continue to listen with empathy. Be careful of political ads because they're going to try to hijack your thoughts. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to go into some positive things, and we're going to play a little bit of deep shit. So I'll be right back.
Try and make it to the chips like Frito-Lay. Way out is all that we ever wanted. Grandma down on her knees, she pray, baby, don't blow it. I was working the valet, praying one day I own it. And blessings come down like rain in the morning. Black man kill a white man, nigga dying in jail. White man kill a black man, they supplying the bail. Damn. I know the devil want us to fail. Gotta make it to heaven. We've been going through hell, yeah. But I'm still singing these hood hymns. Reminiscing on what it could've been, yeah. I told Lucifer to bring it. My eyes on the sparrow, watch me fly as I'm singing. Yeah. We gon' be alright, we gon' be alright. my best life. I'm living my best life. Yeah. Glory be to God, yeah. Glory be to God, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Back.
we're back. We definitely went off a little bit of a rant, but it's fine. It's fine. So,
Positivity. Off camera, me and Bradley was like, how are we going to instill positivity in this episode?
I don't
Like,
know, bro.
literally, we sat there for like a good strong
had like
2
3
minutes,
tequila shots, and we're like,
and we couldn't think of anything, so we gonna play Truth or Drink.
well,
But-
wait, no, we got.
yeah, we do. We got one thing,
we-
but we felt a little basic about it. But sports is back.
Sports is back. NBA is
back.
scheduled. Let's get it.
Lakers. My prediction: Lakers is gonna beat the Bucks in the finals.
Yeah, and also let's try and spitball some other positive things. Since Seattle is in phase 1, we could go to the bar. We could get a beer with the homies.
Not in Seattle and Pier. I mean,
I think we can.
I seen people getting beers. Oh, outside.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. Whatever. There's that. We had a documentary. Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. That was a thing that everybody watched because it was on the internet.
The biggest moment was when Michael Jordan was laughing at Gary Payne.
Yeah, that made me
That
sad.
made me sad because the '96 Sonics.
I mean, some
was
other
our-
positive things in this quarantine. I've having good conversations with a lot of people, which is leading to Truth or Drink. But I've been having conversations all over the country with people. We're literally FaceTime, have drinks, and just talk about life, right? And so that's a positive, right? That's cool. I'm a social butterfly right now.
He's more social than me as an introvert.
Randy needs new friends, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
More positivity. I just freestyle some positivity. Jobs are coming back.
Oh yes,
On
you're
the
right.
horizon, like everything's coming back to our normal that we are comfortable with.
Yeah.
Obviously things are going to be adjusted, but that is something to look forward to. You guys don't have to go crazy in isolation and all that.
But yeah, anyway, so the first half of this episode was definitely we're just catching up, realizing that life is crazy right now. But we're gonna end this off with some funny, positive things.
That's a lot. We're going to have a...
It's fine. Whatever, it's fine.
All right. Quick math. Anyways, go first.
Anyways, we're gonna play some deep shit / truth or drink.
Truth or drink, whatever. We're going to bend the rules.
For any
You know
guys
what
that
it is.
don't know, we're playing a card game with truth or drink, and it says questions, and then we ask if we answer them or we drink them. Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, all
Something like
right. So I gave Randy a couple cards. I have a couple cards.
And
Okay.
we're probably both answering these if at our
All right.
discretion.
We're road tripping through the middle of nowhere. Do you have me navigate or you?
Hell no, I'm not navigating.
Hell no, you
We
ain't
talked about
navigating,
this,
bro.
man.
I don't trust you anywhere with navigation,
Oh,
bro.
You trusted not me.
No,
navigating.
for real, bro.
We already know the answer.
Yeah, I ain't trusting you with navigation, bro. Sorry,
So is
man.
that me?
Yeah.
Next.
Oh.
Man, these are both interesting, actually.
What's the first one? What's
What positive impact do you think you have on other people? I'm gonna make you answer both of these.
Okay. Wait, because the first one. Okay, what was the first one? Hold on.
What positive impact do you think you have on other people?
I mean, some people won't take this. Some people don't like this, but I'm very passionate about everything I create, everything I do, and
You push people.
I push people in a certain way. Where it's just like, if you're passionate about something a little bit, I'll be like, hey man, I will support you in everything, all that. But some people also don't like that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that definitely, if you're around me, if you're passionate, bro, we'll come get something.
Like, we both want to get better. What's a compliment gonna do?
Yeah.
What's something that you've already heard gonna do? No, we're gonna work on your weaknesses. We're gonna go through a different process.
Yep.
And we're gonna try to make the end result better.
Yeah. Because for me, I'm always all about really uplifting creatives, but for people that take it seriously. So.
Okay, that's fair.
What's-
I don't know
yeah,
about
what's
the
the
second
second
question, but what would you entrust me with above anyone else? What would you trust me with? That's weak.
I mean, what would I entrust you if anything else? So hypothetically, I
anyone else.
probably would, if I died and I had like a bunch of cash to invest in, I'd probably.
If anyone,
With a disclaimer, I'll be like, there's parts of it go to charity, parts of it goes to taking care of my family, parts of it goes to whatever.
and he's aliquoting,
Yeah.
aliquoting,
Whatever.
the word is.
Words.
It's okay.
I don't know. But what would happen is if I had like $100,000, I would trust Randy to allocate all those to what I want them to be.
Yeah, appreciate.
But I'm not
that.
going to give you $100,000.
No.
Hell no.
I don't even want your 100,000. I'd be like, I do not want to be responsible for all that money.
Okay. What is the most what's the most kick-ass you've ever felt?
Oh, I was about to say, man, I don't like my first answer. That was toxic as hell. Kick ass.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't think of nothing non-toxic.
Do it.
Oh man, I'm not gonna even go into detail, but it's like putting someone in place.
Oh, like checking them?
Like, okay, as an I'm not gonna go to details, but like as a sports analogy, it's like if you're on the home court, it's great, the fans cheering you. But if you're on the road, Game 7, I'm shutting the crowd down. I'm shutting you up. I'm like, shh, Dikembe Mutombo.
So then what's
like,
the most kick-ass moment you ever felt, though?
shutting people down, putting them in place, keep them in check. Yeah, I'm shorter than you, but I made you shut up. I made you reevaluate your life.
For the record, Randy looks way taller than me today.
I'm wearing
He's wearing his Air Maxes, bro.
Air Max Day.
Hey, yo, Filipinos, y'all know the trick with Air
No,
Maxes.
this is a real deal about that. Did you Bradley picked most of these questions. What is that? What snack do you find the most comfort in?
You know what that is. Red Chips Ahoy cookies, my dude.
Oh, that's throwback. That's a middle school.
Those
throwback.
are my comfort snack of all time. Y'all
So-
could hate on it all you want. I don't care. It's the Red Chips Ahoy chewy cookies, bro.
soft cookies over hard cookies. You're bugging if you pick the hard joints.
Because you know you're just dipping that in milk anyways.
Because if you like think about in tacos,
yeah.
soft shell or hard shell.
Yo, soft shell all day.
What? Why? Why hard shell? I just
Cut
can't,
up the top of your mouth.
I just can't understand hard shell.
Wait, let's go back. What is your comfort snack of choice?
I don't want to say something basic.
Oops, sorry. We need Coke.
Comfort snack?
Well, what is the question?
Yeah, what snack do you find the most comfort in consuming?
Yeah.
Wolverine. I don't I just had to say something mad ethnic.
Hello. We want some hello.
Shit, I don't,
All the Filipinos out here.
I'm
Hello,
proud
hello.
of that answer. Forget
All right,
that. I don't
whatever,
even think
okay,
about
okay,
that
okay.
too much.
Okay. Oh, I think you picked this one. What movie title describes your last relationship?
I'm done.
Randy, this is your question. What movie title describes your last
Let me back up
relationship?
from the girl. Gone Girl. Hey, what part of me attracts crazy, man? Like, man.
I don't know, bro. That's okay. Let's go. What was the second question? No, let's not answer that. That first question is good. You said Gone Girl?
I said, yeah, yo.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, Gone Girl. Answer the question.
What is my answer? Shit.
I should have briefed you on that one.
I need to think. You need to just I don't know. Why Gone Girl? I'm gonna think about this.
Because girls are crazy. I don't want to blanket statement that, but I can't even define any of my situations in relationships. But I'm just saying, if you watch this and you think this is about you, it's not about you.
Okay, I'm gonna answer this in the only way that I really know how is a Ryan Gosling meme from The Notebook. What do you want?
The Notebook.
The Notebook is a good movie, but that scene of what do you want?
There was a meme. There was like,
That's the only way I could describe that question for me.
yeah, that was the meme talking about if you come out of quarantine not knowing what restaurant you want to eat at.
It's like, bro,
Like,
come
sir,
on.
you had time, man.
Come on. All right, you're.
Oh, tears.
All right, let's see.
What movie or TV quote hits a little too close to home? Man, that's such a
That's a
contrast.
good one. Oh shoot. What? Wait, hold on. Was it?
Yeah. What movie or TV quote hits you.
The second question: will you ever give me your kidney?
Do you want my kidney?
I mean, if I needed it, would you give it?
Yeah, I mean, if we're the same blood type, I'd be positive.
All right.
I got 2 of them, right?
Anyways, okay. What movie or TV quote hits a little too close for home?
I don't know.
I mean, I love How I Met Your Mother, so I'm trying to take a bunch of quotes. Oh, this one's a joke. Legendary. Y'all don't even know How I Met Your Mother.
I went over the head.
Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Y'all don't even know.
I don't even know.
This camera stopped again.
Visually. I like how you said, I said Gone Girl, and you said
The
How I Met Your
Notebook?
Mother rep- No, How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, yeah,
reference, because
yeah.
he's in Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Don't watch Gone Girl.
Unless you want trust issues, it's fine.
I don't know. The second watch wasn't as good. But go ahead.
Okay. You picked this one for sure.
Did I?
Tell
Oh,
us
you
about a
picked two.
time you lied to your parents. Did they find out ever? Or tell us about a time you were shot down romantically. You picked this one. Sorry, but you picked this one for sure.
Okay, let me.
Well, you answering the first one or the second
I'm
one?
answering both. First
Okay.
off, the first question, I'm not self-incriminating myself like everybody else on the internet. Don't group me with those millennials that do that type of joint. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
And yes, I did get away with it. Sorry,
so
Mom.
they never
They
found
still
out.
don't know.
What did you lie? Or are you gonna say what you lied?
Well, maybe they did. I don't know.
They're gonna find out. They definitely
I
listen
don't be
to this.
lying to my parents like that, so I don't even know there was a situation. Well, anyways, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grown up now. Or I'm not gonna lie to them either. Probably in I don't remember in high school, but
Yeah.
we're adults now. It's like, what are we lying to them about?
Yeah. But growing up, I was just, I'm the youngest of 3 siblings,
Yeah,
including myself. So I had a leash.
yeah,
I had more give than my
Yeah,
brother
yeah,
and my
yeah.
sister, and I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But I didn't take advantage of it.
yeah.
So what was the second question?
Second question is, tell us about a time you were romantically shot down.
I plead the fifth because low key somebody might watch this. Oh
Friends.
man!
Just
If
wait.
you know, you know. I'm about to just.
Are
yeah.
you gonna say it right now?
No, I ain't doing that.
Damn.
See the first answer. I'm not incriminating myself.
All right, fine.
I tried.
Fine.
I tried my heart out. I tried.
It's
I
okay.
tried.
It's okay to get
I
shut
tried.
down, bro.
It's fine. You just get back up and keep shooting.
You keep shooting your shot.
Whenever you're emotionally available, I might be saving money on haircuts. But
Hey, Skis is opening up again. I saw him getting bookings, right?
yeah, I seen that.
You
What is-
you trying to get a haircut?
But this is King County though. Save money, guys. If you are emotionally unavailable, do you need a haircut? Let me ask you that.
I haven't had a haircut in a long time. You gotta see this.
I might have to join the hair tie club.
The hair tie club is what's up. Anyways, all right.
Is this mine?
How many questions? How many cards you got left? Give me some.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Give me like 3.
3 plates.
There we go. 3 plates. Hey, yo, give me those 3 plates.
That's a
Warzone.
Bro. Am I better or worse off when I'm caffeinated? I don't drink coffee, so let's just turn that to alcohol.
Yeah. Tell me why when I read that the first time, I was like, we'll switch that to alcohol.
Am I better or worse off?
So
when
if
I
I'm
am
answering that question,
alcohol? When
I
I'm
like
inebriated.
I like my caffeine. I'm definitely a little bit more energized when I have caffeine. I'm a little more cranky when I don't have caffeine. Alcohol wise, it depends on the alcohol. Sometimes I might be really loud, or sometimes I might just be like really friendly and just having a good conversation. But if you're going for the original question, caffeinated, I'm way more caffeinated. I'm way more easier to be around caffeinated because I'm less cranky.
Answer that for me.
You're way more better out with alcohol. Do I take that back?
Wow, you said that with confidence. You can't backspace confidence.
I'm Drew Brees. I can backspace. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
I've had a poll on
Well,
my
I don't-
personal Instagram that said who's better, drunk me or sober me. Sober me, I feel is underrated. I feel like
I don't
sober
think
me-
it's underrated.
Man, I
don't think
shoot
it's
my shot
very-
with sober game.
I think it's very. Oh, we've been drunk together a lot.
my
So-
approach in sober is I'll be the first one to on that. But my sober man, yeah. It's just I think they're both good people.
Yeah, I think that's just.
I think the sober me is a lot smarter. I mean, I've never rapped drunk. So that's very like cool down. I could have never done that drunk.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's
I
very.
mean, you were on a ledge too. I would not put you on a ledge. So, hey, yo, shout outs to Randy. Watch his cool down music video. Is it? Yeah.
No, I haven't released that yet.
What was the music video we did on the ledge?
Oh, that was just Ja Rule's I'm Real.
Has I'm Real video. You need to watch that.
IGTV on my personal IG, Rambo Savage 206. What's
good? Soon to be streaming on Twitch. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to put him on blast. All right. Okay. What animal am I most like? Describe this species and how I am similar. Did you pick this one? I didn't pick this one.
I didn't pick that one. You picked that one. I picked 3 cars, bro. What was the second question?
Do any of your friends not like me? I'm very comfortable with people not liking me. It's totally
plead
fine.
the
All
fifth.
right, we're gonna move on with that one. Okay.
What animal?
What animal?
Motherfucker, Snorlax. No.
What? I don't sleep that
No,
much.
you don't sleep that much. You're kangaroo. I don't know. You're not aggressive. I don't know. I
I'm a
feel like
fucking lion,
I feel like
bro.
I'm describing myself.
Fucking lion out here. Okay,
Young Simba.
your turn.
Am I? Oh, I did that one already. What is your happiest memory from when you were a single-digit aged child?
Oh shoot. I think I picked that one.
Oh, these are both good questions. We're gonna both answer.
Happiest moment as in childhood, single digit. Shoot. I'm trying to like
This. Damn, we've
Going
had
to
a
the hard drive
long
for-
childhood.
trying to go into hard drives real quick. You got any on the top of your head?
The picture that your mom sent.
Which one was that?
Your birthday at your house.
Oh, in the living room.
I mean, that's not a great moment, but that was just a great.
That was just a
capture.
fun ass party.
Because what was funny about that is because I haven't changed. Like, I'm in the middle of having fun with my friends, and I literally look stressed in that picture.
And I'm like opening.
like-
Okay. Let me get backstory real quick. So, when I was younger,
Like
my
9 or
9, maybe less than 10 for sure. I was known for having pretty big, relatively big parties, right?
yeah.
For all the grade school friends. And so there's a picture that's somewhere either in my house or something of like a picture of me opening up a present, and there's Randy in there, a couple of our childhood friends in there, and like I look super happy, everybody looks super happy, and Randy looks stressed AF.
I'm looking in the distance, thinking about my multiplication tables and what homework. Did I forget something? Like, oh, like it hasn't changed. I haven't changed at all.
That's a good. I think I'll just say the memories I had of like my birthdays, single digit birthdays at my house or even wherever they were. I think I had one at Fantasia. Was that it? Was
Fantasia.
before?
Family Fun.
No, before Family Fun Center.
I don't. What? There was something before Family.
Yeah, there was. Never mind. All right. I guess Randy doesn't remember. Anyways, cool. What was the second question?
Damn, I don't even know. I wanted to answer that, but whatever. I can't think of anything really good because memories. When's the exact moment you knew we were on the same wavelength? Something creativity related? No, maybe not. It doesn't have to be like that. Same wavelength. When was the moment?
That's hard.
When's the exact moment you knew we were on the same wavelength? Are we still on the same wavelength?
Yeah, clearly.
That's a rough
And
question.
and that's also we also not on the same wavelength hard sometimes too.
Yeah. Because we grew up together. I mean,
We grew up in the same childhood together. Grew up in the same neighborhood.
we changed at the same times. I mean, high school, we didn't know each other, but that's, I don't know.
I don't know how to define.
Because that's a,
when we were on the
there's a
same
lot of
wavelength.
moments.
Yeah. I want to say, Jazz, don't hate me.
oh no.
The Crown Black Knight was that.
Kidding me? You're really at this moment bringing that shit up right now. That question? Oh.
I don't want to say that's the first time, but definitely it was just like when we was just me and you. I think it's me and you. Whenever we're drinking together, we always have a good time. Now what happens after? Sometimes we get in trouble, but I always said it. Whatever. It's there.
It's there forever. It's on there.
It's been there forever. Everybody just tries to delete. I've been trying to delete it. It's fine. Like
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry
If
for
you
that.
if you know, you know. If
You know,
were
and
there-
and we're apologizing again
tears.
in public. I'm sorry. That was we were so stupid.
man,
We need to find another drink that we could drink together. This is like,
that was a hidden drink. But now we were talking about this earlier on. It doesn't hit the same when you're older. Something about changing after 25, your body changes, and it's like it don't.
yeah,
I feel like you.
tequila hits different. I'm just saying that.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it at all.
I used to have stomach issues with tequila. I was like, man, my Spanish roots is not there anymore. Now it's like tapping in.
Yeah. All right. So I put that on the record. Wait, hold on. I want to ask you that same question. When is the moment you thought we were on the same wavelength?
I think starting with Beacon Road. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna just say like when we started working together creatively, because we've always talked about it. I think we were because we knew at that point when we started working together creatively,
Yeah.
it's a different relationship.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were worried about working together, and we worked well together initially
Yeah.
for music videos.
Yeah.
And we knew. I think after that we
No,
knew.
I'm gonna take back my Crown Black moment. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Should have answered this first. Sorry, Jess. I feel like after that, we knew what we agreed on and disagreed on more so than when we grew up together.
Yeah. I agree on that one too. And I think it's also we're not afraid to just be very blunt when it comes to creating. We're just like, no, that doesn't make sense. Let's move on. Like,
It's like I'll always say like we'll agree to disagree on something because
and it's and back to earlier we said it's okay to disagree, but understand where we come from.
especially with my mouth could have got me killed growing up. I'm not even. Yeah, I have to. We were talking about this on playing Call of Duty. It was like I've been biting my tongue for so long of recent because apparently I've just been more angry.
And it's one of those years, man. It's one of those years where we just have a little bit of a rougher year. That's fine.
Had a
right?
bigger chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like, man, was I positive before?
All right. Next question. What is the most common thing people praise you or compliment you about?
Funny.
Yes. People compliment you for being funny for sure.
It sucks, man. I'm an introvert because I'm more extroverted, but it's like I just need to be in social situations more, and I'm not in social situations. I just have I was tired. We were playing Xbox, and I was tired as hell. I was about to like log off.
You know what's funny?
And then friends
we don't
came
have an
on.
Xbox, bro.
Oh, PS4, whatever. We had Xbox Live at one point. That was
True.
Halo 2.
True.
But anyways, I just get a burst of energy, and it's so much easier to be funny. Like I can be funny by myself, but it's like it's so much easier to make other people laugh
Yeah.
when I'm like whatever. But
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. We got two more questions. You got one, and I got one.
what song are you most ashamed to admit to me that you love? Not a replying song. Don't do that.
What song? Not to lie, some Justin Bieber songs are pretty fucking good. I'm gonna say that much right now.
Is it?
What was that song with Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande? They just released
Oh,
that.
I don't know what that is.
That song is catchy. I hate it. It's so good. Whatever that song
What
is.
was that Devon Terrell remix that they did? That song's pretty catchy too.
Yeah.
Acoustic.
Yeah.
Or with what hilarious story about me do you regale people? I do not. I don't know what that question was. I didn't know what English was during that whole sentence.
Well, we'll just stick to the song one for you. Wait, what's yours? What you said, Devon Terrell remix?
Yeah, the Jake. Oh, that's a Justin Bieber song.
I'm just saying, Justin Bieber. As much as people hate on him, he makes some good music, man.
He does.
All right, we got one last question. Yeah, one last question because that
got it?
has 6 minutes on there. I don't know
guessing.
how many that has on there. Hold on.
Eagle Eye. 6 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Last
This is
question.
camera too.
What's something you're most proud of that many people may not know about?
Man, I've always talked about this though. That's all I got is the cooldown. No, I gotta say something else than that.
I mean, the cooldown's valid, but you got.
I gotta say something else.
What's other
Wait,
people?
say it again.
What are
Repeat the question.
people? What is something you're proud of that many people do not know?
I think I physically, mentally, and financially got myself out of. Like, I don't want to neglect people who have helped me, but I just feel like I've been in isolation so long, and added to a social gathering or if I've gotten out of a funk very quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like my resilience is on 100. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm battle tested. I feel like I'm prepared. I've just been in situations where it was like it was very rough. It was
Yeah.
repeatedly just like an ass whooping, and I
Yeah.
got myself up and added life to the situations.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'll answer the same thing. This one's kind of like a cop out though. Then I'm like hella creative. Like it's one of those things where it's just like.
I'm a toolbox. I could do several things.
But the reason why I say people that may not know is like they don't understand how creative I am. Like like I'm not trying to like toot my horn right now, but like I've touched everything in the creative industry super early. Like super early. Like when people talk to me about music videos, like yeah, I got that. When people talk to me about like yeah, I got that. When people talk to me, yeah, I got that. It's like I've done that before. It's just like when people forget like I've been doing this since I was 18. Right? And so when people ask me questions like, oh, I didn't realize you could do that. It's like, so I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm definitely proud of being a creative, but it's also when people say, everybody says that they're trying to be like, they wear multiple hats. I've been wearing multiple hats in the creative industry
yeah, that made us feel old.
for
Made me feel
ridiculously
old
long.
since 18.
I've been editing videos since I was 18.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Anyways, positivity. We created positivity not on our own, but shout outs to Truth or Drink or whatever.
Truth or Drink, you know what it is. Everybody that wants to play, jump on, hit us up. We're looking for people to play Truth or Drink with. It's about to be a good time.
Season 2 is coming soon. This is episode whatever. Read the bottom up, whatever the title
I'm pretty
is.
sure
there.
this is episode 9 now.
This is going to be episode 9. Yes.
Yes, we
Final
agree.
answer.
Thank you guys for listening. I know that making these episodes have been really interesting because of the social situation that we've been in. Like we've hit COVID when we were trying to do a couple episodes, and then all this protest for another couple episodes. So it just changed the narrative that we just didn't want to post some things that just weren't filling the room.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for being patient with us. This is a little bit of a gap.
We still here. We're going to be here for a while.
And we got a couple friends lined up for season 2. But if you guys want to be on this app,
Hit us up. The
We're
road to 100 episodes. is
Road to
still alive.
100. We're trying to get there. Road to 100 is our main goal. We are at 9. Let's get it.
Season 1.
This is Beacon Road. Thanks for listening. We are trying to have a good time out here. You got anything to say on the way out?
Nope.
All right,
Not
this
at
is
all.
Beacon Road. Peace out, y'all. Catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make